Don't be a hypocrite. It's always great advice, and sometimes I think it's like just thrown out there randomly, like, oh, don't be such a hypocrite. But I was at an event where somebody was talking about how much money they were giving. They were one of the speakers. I gave this much to this and this much to that, and I was starting to think like, oh, good for you. You know, you're telling us what you give. But then he proceeded to say a sentence that really had an impact on me. He goes, I don't tell you this to like brag about what I'm doing. I do it to hold myself accountable so I don't become a hypocrite. Like, oh, that's really interesting. So I started thinking about it more. Like, what is a hypocrite? Why do we become hypocrites? Why do we judge someone else as being a hypocrite? So I wanted to talk about that a little bit today. Like, why and when are we a hypocrite? Okay, so I did a little research on it, and it made sense once I read this. Like, when you become a hypocrite, it's because your beliefs don't equal your actions, or your actions don't equal your beliefs. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. So there's two ways that you could be a hypocrite. You could be a hypocrite if you have these high ideals, or ideals you expect you to live your life, and then you fall short of them. And so you tell others you should live your life this way, you should do this, and then you don't personally do it. Now this can be good or bad, because the beliefs that you have, how people should live their life, could be very beneficial. Like, I hold a belief that people shouldn't drink soda all day, every day, and that's their only meal. Let's say I did do that though. I drink soda all day, every day. Well, does that mean my belief is faulty? No, my belief is good. Don't drink soda all day. It's that my actions don't meet my ideal of what the belief should be. On the other hand, there's another way you can be a hypocrite, and it's where your beliefs don't equal your actions. This is confusing. I have to think about it because I read this. I'm like, you just think of being a hypocrite as, I think the only way we think of it is that our actions don't equal our beliefs. But it can be the other way around too, where your beliefs don't equal your actions. So you act in a certain way, but you don't believe it's the way you should be doing it. So it's kind of a reverse. It's not like a falling short as the other way is. So it's a falling short when your actions don't equal your beliefs. But when your beliefs don't equal your actions, that you're acting in a way that maybe your beliefs aren't as lofty. Your beliefs aren't as lofty, like you don't have strong beliefs, you're kind of acting in another way. So be a hypocrite then. So now how do you avoid being a hypocrite? So then there's two ways to avoid it. You can always have your actions equal your beliefs. The beliefs that, and I think in order to be a hypocrite to the outside world, your beliefs have to be known. Like, I believe that we should never ever drink soda. Let's just say it, not my belief. But then everyone catches me like sipping soda, then I'm a hypocrite to the outside world. But I believe you can also be a hypocrite to yourself. Like, if you have these beliefs and standards and you fall short of them, you're kind of being hypocritical. Like, if you believe this is really good and everyone should do it every day, like, for example, let's talk about like stretching. Because I feel like I'm a hypocrite about this to myself even. Like, I really believe it's a good thing and people should be doing it every day. I believe that. Because if I start doing that every day now when I'm 80, I'm going to be a lot better off. But I fall short. So I'm kind of a hypocrite to myself because I'm falling short. So I think you can be an external hypocrite, but you can also be an internal hypocrite. The other way you can avoid being a hypocrite is having low beliefs. Like, your actions are just whatever, your beliefs are whatever your actions are. So let's say if I drink soda every day, then my belief is everyone should be able to drink soda every day. So I'm not a hypocrite. I just have kind of lower standards of belief. Isn't this way more than you ever thought? When somebody says, oh, don't be a hypocrite, it kind of comes in and out. But if you delve into it, it's, I think, very intriguing. So what causes because I think the key way that we see someone being a hypocrite or our own self is when our actions don't equal our beliefs. When we have good beliefs, they're solid beliefs, they make sense, but we fall short. Well, what causes us to fall short? One can be like, one reason that we might fall short is because we don't put the time or the effort into it. So like for myself, if I believe, which I do, that we should stretch every day, but I don't make the time or the effort for it, it's a good belief, but I'm falling short because I'm not making it a priority. The second reason that we might fall short and become a hypocrite of our beliefs is that we don't actually value it enough. Like, we espouse it, but we don't have belief in it. So if I said everyone should stretch every day, but I actually don't think it's a big deal, and I'm just saying it because I think it sounds good, then that's another way I'd be a hypocrite. So a couple ways you can avoid to be a hypocrite. Sorry, this is really annoying. I think I'll do this. A couple ways that you can avoid to be a hypocrite is don't judge others. So if you have a belief system and you tell, all right, everybody, you should all be stretching every single morning. And then when people aren't doing it, like, why aren't you doing it? If I get all judgy about it, then I could be a hypocrite because I'm not doing it. So one way is to not judge other people, like to state your beliefs, but don't judge people when they fall short. Another way that we can not be a hypocrite is to set reasonable actions on our beliefs. Like, okay, I think it's reasonable I think it's good everyone should stretch every day, but is that reasonable? No. So to set reasonable beliefs kind of within the realm of what we can accomplish, because we don't want to be hypocrites, so we have to set our belief system along something that we ourselves can live. And I think the other way to not to be hypocrite is to not expect things of someone that we don't expect of ourselves, which kind of ties into two, but it's a little different. Like if we expect people to never swear. My expectation is people never swear. It's a good thing, and it's really, bad out to do in public. But I never expect that of myself. So I know that's true. I would never expect myself not to swear. I should, but I don't. But if I think, it's good for the greater world if nobody swears, but I hold myself as an exception. So that is the thing. We can't create belief systems that we expect others to live by, but not ourselves. So the other thing I was really thinking about though, so this is all well and good. I have reasonable standards for my beliefs. I have the desire right now today to have the actions to follow through. So let's use the example of stretching every day. It's a good belief, and I have the desire and the action to follow through every day. So let's say I'm putting it out there to everyone. You guys, we all need to stretch. We all need to do this. But let's say in 5 years that I stopped doing it because, let's say I hurt myself, but I kept telling everybody, we all need to stretch, and I'm acting like we do. If you're falling short on your actions, you just need to be honest with people and not judge when people fall, not judge when other people fall short, because it might happen for you. So if you have this standard, this belief, and you can act on it now, you still shouldn't judge other people, because in 5 or 10 years you might fall short, and then you spent 5 years judging people not for stretching when you fall short in the future. So when you do fall short, just be honest before you fall short, and all along the way, never judge others. And I guess the key is to try to set our beliefs in a way that we can live by, set our beliefs by action that we're willing to live by, and to not judge others. The reality is, again, most people are trying to live their best life, and when they fail, they feel worse about it than we do, and we should never judge because we might be in their position. Anyways, it's a little bit of a wide-ranging discussion on Don't Be a Hypocrite, but I hope it kind of spurs some thought in your mind. When are you a hypocrite? When do you judge others to be a hypocrite? And what can you do to avoid it? Kind of interesting. All that out of one statement. All right, so our flamingo lingo of the day is don't judge your flock. So let's focus on, to wrap up, let's focus on hypocrisy. How do we avoid it? What belief systems do we set? Don't set a belief system that we can't live to, and don't judge others. It's okay if you have standards for your life and you live it and hope others follow you, but when they fall short, don't judge, because you might be the same.